Dear students, good morning to everybody. This video is purely meant for the students who are studying second year seed technology course. Course number is SST 201 Principles of Seed Technology. The title of course is Principle of Seed Technology. Course number is SST 201. For all the agricultural graduate students who are studying second year BSc Agri. So in this video I want to tell about the things which is coming in first lecture, that is importance of seed and the difference between seed and grain. First, define seed. Before entering deeply into the video to see about the differences between seed and grain, first you know the definition for seed. What is seed? Seed is a fertilized matured ovule. It is a fertilized matured ovule which contains an matured embryo endosperm. So that part are included in the seed. Seed is a fertilized matured ovule. In the question, fill up questions, seed is dash. If the question is asked like seed is dash, seed is matured fertilized ovule, you have to write the answer as seed is matured fertilized ovule which is used for further propagation. So now let us see what are all the differences between a seed and grain. What is the main difference between seed and grain? The first difference is seed is viable. That is, it is viable. Then only we can use the seed for further propagation. It is used for generating a new plant. But the grain, we are using the grain for consumption purpose. That is the first important difference. The seed is different from grain. So the seed is used for propagating purpose, and the grain is used for consumption purpose. So that is the first difference. Seed is viable, but the grain is not viable. வயபிள்னா உயிர் உள்ளதுன்னு அர்த்தம். விதை உயிர் உள்ளது, பட் ஆனால் தானியம் உயிர் இருக்கணுங்கிற அவசியம் இல்லை. விதைக்கு உயிர் இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பது மிகவும் அவசியம். That is the first difference between a seed and grain. Next, what is the second difference? Seed is mentioned or seed is used for further propagation. It is the propagating material. So it is used for further multiplication or further propagation. But the grain is used for consumption purpose. Seed is used for further propagation, but the grain is used for the consumption purpose. So the first difference is seed is viable, but the grain is not viable. Seed is used for further propagation purpose, but the grain is used for consumption purpose. We use the grain only for preparing food, consumption purpose. That is the second difference. Next, third difference. Third difference is the seed should be highly germinative and it should have the minimum physical purity and genetic purity, minimum standards of physical and genetic purity. So what is germination percentage? The germination is the ability of the seed to grow into a new plant when we give all the favorable conditions for the seed to germinate. What are all the favorable conditions, or what are all the conditions required for a seed to germinate? That is, we should provide the seed to germinate the important ingredients like water, relative humidity, temperature, and everything should be favorable. in the favorable conditions only the seed will germinate. We have to provide all the favorable conditions for a seed to germinate, but it is not needed in the case of grain since it is used only for consumption purpose. Next, purity is important in the case of seed. What do you mean by purity? In purity, there are two purities. One is physical purity, and the second one is genetic purity. Physical purity means it should have high content of high percentage of pure seed. That is, for almost all the crops, the purity percentage is 99%. The other material 1% may include the inert matter and other dust, stone, everything. That is physical purity. What do you mean by genetic purity? Genetic purity is it should have 100% genetic purity. That is, the seed should not have any mixture of other varieties. It is purely pure. If, for example, a seed lot, for example, you take a seed lot of variety IR20 rice. In the IR20 seed lot, all the seeds present in that lot should be only IR20 variety. If any rice seed, any seed other than IR20, even though it is rice, means other than IR20, what are all the other varieties? IR50, ADT 36, something new. Nowadays, a lot of new varieties are released. If anything mixed in that seed, that seed lot is not considered as pure, genetically pure seed. Genetically pure seed means it should have 100% genetic purity, having the seeds of the same variety. So the seed should satisfy the minimum percentage of germination and purity according to the certification standards. Certification standards means in the certification standard for all the seeds they are giving, for all the crops they are giving minimum standards of seed certification, but it is not needed in the case of grain. So it is, since it is only meant for consumption purpose, there is no need of certification purpose. It is only made for consumption purpose. Next important difference, since we have to maintain the viability and genetic and viability and the storability for the long period, we mix the seed with any fungicides or pesticide. Fungicide means we can mix the seed with the, in fungicides there are two types, organic fungicide and inorganic fungicide. Nowadays we have to use most of the organic fungicides. Organic fungicides means Pseudomonas fluorescens, like that we have to use. Trigonella, Pseudomonas fluorescens. But in the case of inorganic fungicides means Bevistin or Thiram, we have used along with the seed for incorporating to maintain the viability of the seed lot. So the seeds, we can also mix the seed with pesticides also. Pesticides example, for example, we can mix the seeds with the pesticide like Rogar. If you take Rogar, 10 ml of Rogar pesticide can be mixed with 1 kg of seed. For 1 kg of seed, you need 10 ml of Rogar. This treatment may be mostly done before sowing. If before sowing, if you mix the seed with this Rogar 10%, that will give high protection for the plant in the initial stages, that is up to vegetative stage, from the sucking pest and most of the other pest. If you mix the seed 10 ml of Rogar before sowing, you need not give any spray in the vegetative stage, since until vegetative stage that this Rogar pesticide will give protection to the plants. So we can mix the seed with pesticide or fungicide. But in the case of grain, we should not use any pesticide or fungicide. It should be, because it is used for storage, because it is used for consumption purpose, it should not be mixed with the pesticide or fungicide. What is the next important difference? Next important difference is regarding the container. If you take the container for grain, you can use any type of container, for example gunny bags or cloth bags, etc. But for the seed, if you store the seed for the longer period, you should use proper new container. Grain can be stored in the once used gunnies, but seed cannot be stored in the once used gunny. You store the seeds in the new container like gunny bag, cloth bag, and for example high quality vegetable seeds should be stored in the moisture vapor proof container. What do you mean by moisture vapor proof container? This container will not allow the moisture to enter into the seed either in the form of moisture or vapor. That container is called as moisture vapor proof containers. The high quality seed as well as the genetic seeds should be stored in this way. So we have to maintain the storability for longer period. If you want to maintain the storability for the longer period, you have to store the seeds in high quality containers, moisture proof containers, moisture vapor proof containers. But it is not needed in the case of grain. We can store in the once used gunny and once used cloth bag and even in the seed bins. So because it is grain, we are using only for the consumption purpose. So now in this video we clearly seen about the what are all the differences between a seed and grain. Seed is meant for seed is viable, grain is not viable. Seed is meant for further propagation purpose, grain is meant for consumption. Seed is used for, seed should have the qualities, minimum quality for germination, and it should have the physical as well as genetic purity, but that is not needed in the case of grain. We have to the seed should pass minimum seed certification standards, that is not necessary in grain. The seeds we can store in any type of containers, we can store the grain, but for the seed it should be stored in moisture vapor proof container or moisture proof container, etc. So these are all the differences between a seed and grain. The definition for seed is a mature faticide ovule which consists of embryo and endosperm, and which is giving food for the further generation of a new plant. Thank you very much, dear students. If you are having second year, all the agricultural graduate students who are studying second year and who are undergoing SST 201 course, you can, if you have any doubt in this video, you can ask in the comment. I am Dr. K. Indira, professor, retired professor. Lastly, I worked at Agricultural College and Research Institute, Kilikulam. If you have, dear students, if you have any doubt, you feel frank to ask me regarding the subject seed technology. Thank you very much. If you need, you please, if you want, you please subscribe my this channel and share this video to all of your friends who are studying seed technology course. Thank you very much.